Censor board Prahlad Nihalani and controversies aren't new. From his custom-made cuss list to the Born Kiss controversy, he's been making the headlines. Was the 20-second kiss cut unwarranted? Did he see the movie before the CBFC decided on the cuts? We put those questions to the Sanskari censor chief on the news hour.
आपको आजकल लोग संस्कारी सेंसर बोर्ड चीफ कह रहे हैं, उस पर कैसा लगता है आपको?
संस्कारी तो सबको होना चाहिए और संस्कार जो है हमारे देश की परंपरा है और उसमें तो मुझे लगता नहीं कि संस्कारी होना गलत बात है।
आपने जेम्स बॉन्ड की मूवी देखी है कि नहीं देखी है?
सर्टिफिकेट हमने जरूर दिया है, लेकिन जहाँ फिल्म देखने का सवाल है मैंने बिल्कुल नहीं देखी है फिल्म।
स्पेक्टर जो मूवी है जिस पर आप ये सब बयान दे रहे हैं, जिस पर सारा कंट्रोवर्सी है, आप देखा ही नहीं है मूवी?
जी मैं चेयरमैन जरूर हूँ, लेकिन फिल्म देखना मेरा काम नहीं है और मैंने फिल्म को नहीं देखा है। जो एग्जामिनिंग कमेटी,
थोड़ा बहुत तो देखा होगा।
मैंने अभी तक एक शॉट भी नहीं देखा है, जिस किसका विवाद चल रहा है वो भी नहीं देखा।
शॉट भी नहीं देखा है? आपने स्पेक्टर देखा है? स्काईफॉल देखा है?
जी नहीं, ना वो फिल्म देखी है।
क्वांटम ऑफ सॉलिस?
नहीं, वो भी नहीं।
कैसीनो रॉयल?
नहीं, मैंने
डाई अनदर डे?
मैंने कोई फिल्म नहीं देखी।
वर्ल्ड इज नॉट इनफ?
नहीं देखी।
टुमारो नेवर डाइज?
नहीं देखी।
गोल्डन आई तो देखा होगा?
देखा है।
लाइसेंस टू किल देखा है?
देखा है।
मगर आप सेंसर बोर्ड चीफ नहीं थे उस
नहीं
वक्त।
था।
आपकी बस चलती तो आप लाइसेंस टू किल को भी सेंसर करते?
जी पहली बात तो है
आप करते, मगर
नहीं, मैं कुछ उसका जवाब नहीं, ये मेरे पर डिपेंड नहीं करता, ये पैनल मेंबर्स पे डिपेंड करता है।
आपकी फिल्म थी अंदाज, ये क्या ऑस्कर मटेरियल की फिल्म थी? उसमें मैं कहूं कि एक हॉरिबल अट्रोशियस वल्गर सॉन्ग वाज देयर इन द फिल्म एंड यू सेड इट इज माय फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन। अनिल कपूर वेयरिंग अ लुंगी, मेकिंग लूड क्रूड वल्गर gestures, आप हंस रहे हैं आप, and singing a double meaning song to entice Juhi Chawla in the movie Andaz, that is freedom of expression. How come you have that freedom of expression and you want to impose your morality on others?
देखिए आज बात कर रहे हो,
ये तो hypocritical हो गया ना।
हिपोक्रेसी की बात नहीं कर रहे, तब मैं सेंसर चेयरमैन नहीं था।
तो आप सेंसर चेयरमैन नहीं थे, आप कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। एज अ प्रोड्यूसर आप वल्गर सॉन्ग्स बनाएंगे, एज अ सेंसर बोर्ड चीफ आप बड़े इधर संस्कारी सेंसर बोर्ड चीफ बनाएंगे, तो उल्टा हो गया ना।
उसके बाद
ये हो गया जैसे हिंदी में कहते हैं हाथी के दांत खाने के और दिखाने के। नहीं, आप मेरी बात सुनिए, जब आपने आग का गोला बनाया which Sunny Deol and Archana Puran Singh lip lock in a pool, you're sanskari.
मैंने काट दिया।
No, one sec. Daniel Craig and Monica Bellucci not sanskari. No, Sunny Deol and Archana Puran Singh lip locking in a pool sanskari, in which Anil Kapoor wears a lungi and runs behind Juhi Chawla, but they can't watch Daniel Craig and Monica Bellucci. And now you are saying to me, you are saying on national television कि उम्र के साथ में संस्कारी बन गया। तो भाई आप एक बात बताइए, आपने संस्कार को इंडिया के यंगर जनरेशन पर आप थोप क्यों रहे हैं?
सेंसर बोर्ड ने पिक्चर पास की, सेंसर बोर्ड के ही रूल पास हो रहे हैं और आज जो है जो आपके रूल है जब चेंज होगा आप भी लीजिए।
What do you mean change होगा? What is your own view?
मेरे ख्याल से जो आप बोल रहे हो वो कंप्लीटली इल्जाम लगा रहे हो। मेरी बॉक्स ऑफिस पे सुपरहिट फिल्में हैं जो आप सी ग्रेड पिक्चर सुपरहिट आपके चैनल पे मेरी फिल्मों को जो गोल्डन इज द एवरग्रीन पिक्चर है। आंखें वाज अ सुपरहिट, इट्स अ टॉप 10 इन 100 ईयर सिनेमा।
I don't want to repeat.
आप जो है ना आप पहले होमवर्क कीजिए, आप होमवर्क कीजिए कि बॉक्स ऑफिस पे लोगों की एंटरटेनमेंट में
1993 फिल्म आंखें पे शिल्पा शिरोडकर ने जो सॉन्ग
सुपर हिट सॉन्ग,
व्हाट वाज द सॉन्ग? टेल मी।
अंगना में बाबा द्वारे पे माँ, क्या है उसमें गाने में? व्हाट इज द डबल मीनिंग?
व्हाट इज इट?
जस्ट यू गो एंड
से यू डिड। आई वांट द सेंसर। आप बताइए क्या थे वर्ड्स? आप शर्म आ रही है आपको?
अंगना में, मैंने को कोई शर्म नहीं आ रहा है। इट्स अ सुपर हिट सॉन्ग, अंगना में बाबा द्वारे पे माँ।
फिर आगे?
अरे आगे मुझे
आगे बोलिए।
आगे लाइन याद होती तो गा के बताता, मैं सिंगर होता तो।
आपको याद?
अगर सिंगर होता, याद करता, काम करके भूल जाना, आगे बढ़ना है जिंदगी में।
आपको याद है?
आपको याद है ना कर्स वर्ड क्या था? बोलिए ना।
आपको याद है?
आपको कर्स वर्ड याद है? कर्स वर्ड याद है?
आपको वर्ड याद? आपको
अपने
सॉन्ग्स याद है?
नहीं, मुझे याद नहीं रहता।
आपको शर्म आती है आपने जो सॉन्ग?
मुझे कोई शर्म नहीं आती आपके चैनल पे, बिकॉज मैंने कोई गलत काम नहीं किया। मेरी पिक्चर सेंसर बोर्ड ने पास की थी, मैंने विदाउट।
तो एक बात बताइए, क्या भारत की जो संस्कृति है उसको आप प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे थे जब वो क्या नाम है गाना का नाम क्या है?
आप जो
क्या वो भारत
आप ही बोलिए आपके
नहीं, बिकॉज भारतीय संस्कृति को क्या प्रचार कर रहे हैं आप? भारतीय संस्कृति का प्रचार कर रहे थे उन मूवीज में।
पता नहीं, अभी आपको लगता है तो कर रहा होगा
ना। आप बताइए। आपको पूछ रहा हूँ।
अरे मेरे को क्या,
आप संस्कारी सेंसर बोर्ड
को जवाब दे दिया मैंने। कितनी संस्कार बताएंगे?
Biggest expose of 2015 and Lalit Gate shook the NDA government. Times Now's series of exposés broke an open scandal that the government found hard to duck or deny. They may have brazened it out, but as the year comes to an end, it's been the only investigation that questioned the government, and every relevant question was posed on the news hour.
This is a clear case of conflict of interest for 6 reasons. Reason 1. Foreign Minister helping Lalit Modi when daughter is representing in High Court over his plea to restore Indian passport. Reason 2. Foreign Minister simply put in her official capacity is helping daughter's client. Reason 3. Foreign Minister changes the decision of the previous UPA government. Foreign Minister is deliberating on the travel status of an enforcement directorate accused when daughter is representing in Delhi High Court, seeking travel relief. Point number 5, Foreign Minister is using therefore her position to aid an ED accused while daughter is representing him in court seeking the restoration of his passport.
First thing she does is she humanitarian, I grant you that, humanitarian thing. She sends this gentleman, sends a clearance from GOI saying that okay, let him travel from London to Lisbon, accepted. What is the duty as a minister? After that, the caveat must be that he must return to the country of origin. He must return to the country of origin to report to the enforcement authority. That is the duty of the minister. She has not done it. She has not done it.
I agree, she has not done it.
Now, that is where abatement comes in. That is where the crime has been committed.
When you came to power, what was your whole election campaign? We will serve the people. Now that turns into we will serve Lalit Modi. You are telling us what's the big deal if we serve Lalit Modi. I want to know where in your manifesto you wrote we will do everything we can to make life easy for Lalit Modi. If you tell the people of India we will do everything possible to make life good for Lalit Modi and you help it, people will have no objections. Now what Swapan Das Gupta asks is another question. He says, what did Sushma Swaraj do or not do? Let me tell you, Sudhanshu Trivedi. Sushma Swaraj did not insist on a travel documents for dates limited to the surgery. Tom Vadakan is right. Sudhanshu Trivedi, आप कह रहे हैं कि conflict of interest की कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, ठीक है. मैं आपको याद दिलाऊंगा, जरा सुनिए मेरी बात. BJP was at the forefront in the conflict of interest allegations against Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Veerbhadra Singh. Yes or no? BJP accused Chidambaram of conflict of interest in the SP Gupta case when they claimed the police case was closed after the Home Minister took office. Yes or no? You opposed Kapil Sibal on grounds of conflict of interest. Yes or no? In the case of Pawan Bansal's nephew. So, Arnab, no, 1 second now, please. No, let me complete it. Uske baad answer कीजिए. I would also no, 1 second. 1 second. एक और example दूंगा. उसके बाद answer कीजिए, please. कई स्कैम्स टाइम्स नाउ ने ब्रेक किए, उनमें से एक था पवन बंसल के खिलाफ केस. याद है आपको? आप आते थे सुधांशु त्रिवेदी कहते थे इतनी बड़ी आपने घोटाला आपने खोल दिया है. अभी इस वक्त हम डिमांड करते हैं that after the Times Now expose Pawan Bansal should resign.
Yes, first my pretension is what corruption has happened in this? What assistance has been given? What impropriety?
You are asking after all of this
about that. And I would also like to add one more example.
You are actually asking the question.
Given if a wife of a senior cabinet minister was appearing in Sharda scam case, 2G case, Madhya Pradesh Vyavasayik Baddal case, then it is a professional device. In case of
so you are justifying it.
Again, the facts
are not. So little bit of conflict of interest is allowed. Fantastic. Let people watch. लोग देखें आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी के यूटर्न. देख ले लोग आज.
You have been living in this city long enough to know this, that there are two kinds of lawyers. One who fight your case in the court, and two who are hired only because of their connections, only because they are the son or the daughter of some minister or somebody in the position of power. In this case, I believe that both husband and daughter were there in this case only because of their mother and his wife. Tell me. Yes, of course. Yes, that's the point. That's the point. You say she's a junior lawyer. You say she's a junior lawyer. Then why did Mr. Lalit Modi need a junior lawyer like her?
The longer Mr. Modi takes to sack Sushma Swaraj, the bigger the impact on his government. Should Mr. Modi sack Sushma Swaraj when so many revelations have shown her as a compromised minister?
One of the most sensational cases in Indian history. 2015 has been a rollercoaster ride for actor Salman Khan. From being convicted to getting bail in 15 hours in a case 13 years old to eventually being cleared. This development in May 2015 has been a Friday release Salman will never forget.
I have absolutely no problems with the fact that Salman Khan got super quick treatment. I mean, this is bullet train speed of the Indian judicial system. We're so happy, aren't we, Rohit?
I don't know whether you're being sarcastic or not, but yeah, we are.
I'm welcoming it. No, I'm not. Why didn't it work at wonderful speed, please? Yeah, great.
It absolutely worked at wonderful speed, and I do wish that this kind of speed can be ascertained for everybody else too.
So why doesn't it happen for everyone?
It's taken him 13 years.
Does it work at this speed for the Aam Aadmi?
He has made himself to that
what we saw in the last 48 hours.
Good legal assistance,
Arnab,
and so he has the prerogative to take that course.
So, Nagma, just hear this out. It's very logical, right? Your argument is if the man is rich, if he can afford the top lawyers, if he can get the system moving, why blame him for being rich? No problems. Please be rich, afford the best lawyers that you can, right? But I think at some point, I think at some point the point of concern is what it tells you, Mrinalini, that the system wants to work at speed. It can work at speed, right?
Absolutely. That is the message I think we should take it home. Rather than saying whether the laws for the rich or the haves and the...
But a follow-up question to that. Fantastic. Ariman Sundaram, in this case, there was a wonderful will in the court to deal with the Salman Khan case with time. For example, the court remained open till well after 7:30 in the evening. You go and ask anyone outside, they'll say the court shuts at 5 o'clock in the evening. So there was a will in the court. My question to you is, this will, where did it come from? Why does this will not come? Ariman Sundaram, for an Aam Aadmi, why does this will come in this case? Can we be a little honest about what's going on?
It is an eye-opener to us.
Please.
That if it can work in one such case, why is it not working in so many other cases?
Yeah.
And I think with the media so involved in this, I always say, sometimes what the greatest precedence in this country for the most poorer people has been done because a wealthy person can afford to go to court and get that judgment.
Right.
Let's take the advantage out of this and let us overhaul this entire system, that for everybody it can work like this. According to me, we have forgotten somewhere down this line one of the most important criminal law principles, that bail is the rule, jail is an exception.
Sure.
Let's follow that.
I have no problem. Let Salman Khan feel very happy tonight. But I want Salman Khan to now start a national campaign against the injustice that is meted out.
I think so. I agree with you.
If there is one
not
person
just
today,
Salman Khan
must
not just Salman Khan, but you other media houses, every right-thinking person, all lawyers, I believe everybody.
Yes.
I'm very happy about what happened today, but I say, look, because of what we can do.
In the case of Salman, the trial took 13 years. Within 3 days, the matter went from the lower court to the higher court to the lower court. The norm is, at least this is the convention, not the rule, that this whole procedure can take weeks to years if required. And that's the agony that the Aam Aadmi goes through. So I say tonight, Ujjwal Nigam, it's not about Salman Khan, it's about the inequity of our system, the inherent injustice of our system.
This is a pathetic story in our country, that the person who are having the money power and the muscle power, they are the best person to get the justice, to retrieve the justice immediately. That is a pathetic story. But that doesn't mean that justice is bow down to them or judiciary is some partial to them.
Arnab, I want to say something before I say anything about it. I feel that the discussion we are doing is as old as the hills.
No, absolutely not.
It is a given fact that certain people will have access to a few,
What?
I'll have access to somebody that maybe you don't have.
No,
right?
so tell me one thing.
Normal.
No, one second. You are giving a Marie Antoinette kind of argument.
That's a very dangerous statement to make.
This is a very dangerous statement. This is that Marie Antoinette kind of super elitist out of the out of reality tinted glass view of the world, Rohit. I'm sorry to say this. In fact, I think the argument that you're putting out is both contemptuous and patronizing. What you're saying is contemptuous and patronizing, and what you're saying tonight is that so what?
Trying to be patronizing.
Of course you are.
I'm saying this is the reality of life.
Arnab, I would like to divulge another pathetic part of our legal system. If a poor common man who has no sufficient means to engage a lawyer, then we have the provision about the providing a lawyer at the cost of the state government expenses. That is what we call as a legal aid assistant. But who are those lawyers who are on the panel? They are the very junior category of lawyers, and they are getting very meager fees in comparison with the senior counsel. I would like to pose a simple question to Mr. Sundaram also at this stage, that whether he would like to accept a brief of a common man on behalf of the legal aid panel. No, certainly he would say no, or he may say today also yes. But my experience is most of the eminent lawyers, they when talk about the common man, then talk.
Mr.
No,
Nigam,
you may be perhaps. I know.
Stop right there,
you,
sir.
But
you
here
are
is the
talking
Mr.
to the
Sundaram,
wrong
please,
man.
please listen. Please.
If you ask any lawyer, they will tell
Sundaram,
you that
I'm just I'm giving an illustration.
But we are talking about the vast majority
This is my personal experience that eminent lawyers won't like to appear on behalf of the common man from the legal aid panel.
So what's happening now is the gaze of public scrutiny and the media is now coming close on that. And I'm grateful that lawyers like you and others are coming in, because I don't feel the law is only for the rich. I'm sorry to say, in the presence of so many lawyers, the law also can't be just for lawyers. And so it has to work for the common man. You can call it C grade, B grade, D grade, vulgar movies, adult movies, whatever.
No. Who has to decide these are A grade or B grade?
I'm saying something. Okay.
I think it's a sad statement for him to make. आपको अगर हिंदुस्तान के बाकी लोग अगर देख लिए जाए, अदूर गोपाल कृष्णन कोई लेक्चर देने आए तो आप अच्छे लगेंगे उनके साथ सूट पहनकर, मगर आप ये जरूरी नहीं अच्छे लगेंगे कि आप उनके साथ वर्ल्ड सिनेमा या हिंदी सिनेमा पर या रीजनल सिनेमा पर बहस कर सकेंगे. वो बहुत जरूरी है. तो आप इस बारे में चुप हो जाइए.
A move to curb the freedom of net access and the concept of net neutrality divided a new and digital India. A subject that threatened to take away your digital freedom was debated on the news hour. The government was forced to take a stand following this debate.
All access that you consume on the internet needs to be equal and it needs to be treated equally.
Sure.
The debate essentially comes down to, at least for me, is how, like the argument that's coming from the other side is, don't worry, what you're saying, we agree to it, we will not throttle bandwidth, we will not curb X website, we will not curb X facility. But that's essentially like holding a gun to your head and saying, don't worry, trust me on this. That essentially is what the debate comes down to for me.
My cell phone provider will have a commercial relationship with a social media platform. My cell phone provider will then give preference to that social media platform. Obviously, you don't expect us to believe there is no financial transaction between the both of you. Why should I be forced to buy groceries online at website A? No, sir. Sir, the telecom company cannot come in between me and the internet. Simple. You can't come in between me and the internet.
There are very few places in the world that are left that are free to us as creators, for people like AIB, even for websites, even for people who are doing e-commerce. I mean, let your product speak for itself. Let the quality of your service speak for itself. Don't let the bandwidth suddenly put a throttle around my neck.
Arnab, you constantly keep talking about the freedom that ought to be enjoyed on the internet, and we agree with that, but you recognize that there's no such thing as absolute freedom.
No, I don't think so. I believe in absolute freedom.
Where those lines are between the two.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Are you saying
that every customer?
This is absurd. You're actually saying there's nothing called absolute freedom on the internet? Are you saying there's nothing called absolute freedom on the internet?
So we are saying is that there is no such thing as absolute freedom.
And we are saying exactly that's my philosophical
things.
So that's my philosophical difference with you. I believe in absolute freedom on the internet, and you don't.
It has to do with security concerns. It has to concern with level playing field issues. The government has legitimate issues in terms of revenue that they need to earn. It has legitimate concerns.
So you're saying? Did you? One second. Are you saying, Mr. Matthew? No, one second. Are you saying, Mr. Matthew? Are you saying, Mr. Matthew? Are you saying, Mr. Matthew, that when then say so? Priyanka, 1 minute. He's a very important point. He first says there's nothing called absolute freedom on the internet, and then he says the government's got to make money. I'm asking you tonight, Mr. Matthew, please tell me that when your telecom companies who you represent paid a lot of money for their licenses, did they get any piece of paper saying in turn we can blackmail the people? And if there is such a piece of paper, I demand you show it tonight.
Did we get? Arnab, did we get any piece of paper that says that we have to offer it for free after having paid?
Okay, then why are you in the internet?
Please understand.
I'm sorry, this is now getting very. Yes, please, Raghav Chadda. Tanmay Raghav Chadda
is a public utility.
Internet is a public utility and spectrum is a public resource. It is not your private property. TRAI and the government are nobody to curtail the rights of freedom of access vis-a-vis internet.
They are trying to take away our constitutional right of freedom of choice, and how they are also trying to thwart how democracy works in the country. It becomes the government's responsibility to step in and get these telecom companies to toe the line.
I want to tell the government, everyone uses the internet. Everyone's going to dissect this. It's not like one particular body or a regulatory body is the repository of wisdom. This is going to be subject of a public debate. There is no middle ground. There is no middle ground. There's either freedom or absence of freedom. Don't try and complicate this. Anyone who thinks they are too smart and are going to complicate it by saying there's a middle ground, there's no middle ground. When you discuss freedom and rights, there is no middle ground. This time, Mr. Modi has to take a position on the free the net debate.
Close to 2 years since she died, and the mystery over Sunanda's death continues. As the case goes into cold storage, the News Hour has been the one show questioning the inconsistencies and the unanswered questions. Adding to the foul play angle was Amar Singh with this claim.
Do you still stand by what you said, that Sunanda Pushkar told you when she was crying and she got emotional about 48 hours before she died, that she had taken on Shashi Tharoor's wrongdoings in the Kochi IPL scam?
I still remember like it is an incident of yesterday. A lady, some Vandana Jain from Bangalore, if I correctly remember her name, she met them for the first time. She came with an officer working in Government of India. Shashi was there and Sunil Alag was there, I was there. We completed our dinner and we went upstairs in the lounge of the Maurya Sheraton.
Right.
And she started fighting. There was a big squabble between them.
Okay.
That you are seeing that girl. And that is already in public domain. And then Shashi said, I am going home, will you come with me? She said, I will come with Amar Singh ji.
Okay.
After a while, Sunil Alag also left.
Okay. And
both of us were alone for 30-40 minutes.
Okay.
She said, I have done a lot for this man. I was happy-go-lucky person. And I was working in Dubai. And about this IPL angle, I have never spoken. I am not to be blamed. I took the blame on my head. There was no wrongdoing on my part. If at all there was something to do, God knows and Shashi knows what it was.
Whether it is Amar Singh on Times Now or whether it is another close friend, everybody says Sunanda keeps talking about the IPL angle. I'm going to talk about the IPL angle. A woman tormented was repeatedly saying, I'm going to go public with the IPL angle. I'm the one who was wronged here. Nina, how do you view this?
IPL angle was something that disturbed her, and she had called a lot of the press the day before her death, the night before her death, right up to early morning. And that involved money. IPL means money. And if there's money, that becomes, to me, motive. If there's money, that's the motive. And if someone killed her for money, that is the motive. It's as simple as that.
Officially, Shashi Tharoor had nothing to do legally with the Kochi IPL team. It was only, he was a facilitator who helped to put together the team. That's the official line.
Are you sure?
No, 1 minute.
Are you sure?
Yeah, officially. As far as
are you sure?
Legally.
No, are you sure?
No, 1 minute. That is what has been presented.
No, are you sure?
That is the position.
No, 1 second. Let me show you something now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
see this.
4.9%.
1 second, see this.
No, 1 minute.
No, see this, what I have here. No, 1 second, see this. I never conjecture, Mr. Raman. I present facts. And I'm telling you,
please read
there is a Lutyens Delhi journalistic circuit and other circuit which today wants to present a defense here without knowing the facts. I'm asking questions. Now, if giving underhand deliveries is good and responsible journalism and asking straight questions is obnoxious, then I choose to be obnoxious. Here's the question. The chairman stated to the consortia of owners present that he had received a call from Shashi Tharoor, Union Minister of State for External Affairs, asking him not to probe into the identity of the Miss Sunanda Pushkar, one of the owners listed in the shareholders agreement.
Yes, Arnab.
No, what do you mean, yes?
What does this have to do with her demise?
No, nothing with the demise. No, nothing with the demise. I'm saying Kochi IPL team. No, 1 second. Kochi, what? No, my question is. My question. Arey, bhai, listen to me. What is my question? Nothing to. I am asking a question. My question is, sir, please. My question is, my question is, why would anyone?
For a South African model whom Lalit Modi said don't give a visa. Are you aware of that?
Sir, let me ask you one question. Suman, just one
second. They had already
Suman C. Raman.
Shashi Tharoor owned an equity stake.
Suman C. Raman. Mr. Raman, calm down. Mr. Raman, calm. I'm only asking questions, right? I'm not imputing anything.
Yes.
I know that you know that I know. That on the 9th of April 2010, media reports, including on Times Now, say IPL raised questions over Kochi's shareholding pattern, asked Rendezvous to clarify its ownership structure. My question is, does the... No, 1 second. Does the minister... No, 1 minute, sir, listen to me. Sir, listen to me.
The Enforcement Directorate also carried out an inquiry and nothing came of it.
Where is the inquiry? What happened?
There was a preliminary inquiry which was done.
What inquiry are you talking about? As far as I know, on the 26th of April, BCCI served a suspension notice to Lalit Modi upon the conclusion of the IPL final. That's where it ends. Matter closed. Matter quiet.
Responsible journalism does not cover in its ambit casting aspersions.
Nobody is casting aspersions. In fact, I'll tell you one thing. Mr. Kochar, we are well acquainted. We are seasoned journalists. We have followed many stories and we are very well aware of both our rights and our responsibilities. In fact, Mr. Kochar, I'd like to share with you, interestingly, a quote of Shashi Tharoor. It will be very instructive for you to listen. He says, Shashi Tharoor says in an article on the 24th of August 2012, he says, and I quote, "The media must always use its freedom to raise the awkward question." We are asking the awkward question on whether she was murdered. Shashi Tharoor says, to probe the evident reality, we are probing the evident reality. To awake the dormant consciousness, we are awakening the dormant consciousness. And yes, he says, Shashi Tharoor says, before all of this, sometimes to subvert the established order. Tonight I'm saying, if we are subverting the established order by asking uncomfortable questions on IPL, we are doing not just what our right is, what the court has allowed us, but what Shashi Tharoor said the media should do. Intimidation won't work. Threat won't work. Insult won't work. Calling journalists obnoxious will not work. Many have done it before, but the truth will be pursued. I assure everyone, this is going to come to a close.
The drama at FTII made headlines for the most part of 2015. The move to appoint a little-known film personality, Gajendra Chauhan, to head India's premier film institute had students fighting from the campus in Pune to the streets of Delhi. The man at the center of the storm was on the News Hour with Arnab Goswami.
I first want you, Anupam Kherji, in clear and unambiguous and frank terms, I want you to tell Gajendra Chauhan whether you think he is qualified to be the chairman of the FTII, Anupam Kher.
As a chairman of the thing, we need a much more qualified person. We need a person who has an understanding of world cinema, who has an understanding of theatre, who has an understanding of this thing. For that purpose, as a professional who has been from the National School of Drama, who has visited film industry, who runs an acting school for the last 10 years, 11 years, I feel that we can do with a better body of work person as the chairman of.
बहुत लंबी लिस्ट लेके आया हूं, बहुत फिल्मों की और बहुत सीरियल की. मैंने 700 सीरियल्स किए हैं फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में रह के 34 ईयर्स कैरियर में, और मैंने करीब 150 फिल्में की हैं, 25 राजस्थानी फिल्म की हैं, 23 भोजपुरी फिल्में की हैं, मलयालम की है, एसमीज की है, बंगाली की है, मराठी की है.
I am not talking about your Tarzan-like film called Jungle Love. I am not talking about some film about Kuli Kirki, about adult.
Talk about Barsat, talk about Ufiye Mohabbat, talk about Tumko Na Bhool Payenge, talk about Dhadkane.
Talk about the past presidents of the FTII. Talk about Adur Gopalakrishnan.
How can you say that?
No. Talk about Shyam Benegal.
No, without giving me a chance, how can you say that?
Talk about Girish Karnad.
Fine enough. छोटे से आदमी बड़ा बनता है ना.
Talk about UR Krishnamurthy.
काम से आदमी बड़ा बनता है.
Talk about Saeed Mirza.
No.
Sir, I agree. I respect now, I'm sorry, but you know one thing, Mr. So one my point is,
मुझे इतना नीचा क्यों दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं?
आप ये चीज को पर्सनली क्यों ले रहे हैं? कोई आपको कह रहा है?
अपने प्रोग्राम में लिखा है गजेंद्र versus everyone.
Yes, it is. It has become Gajendra versus everyone because everyone is now saying
entire government is supporting me for this job.
It's not about the government.
How can it is everyone?
It's not okay. First of all, Gajendra ji, remember this. I'm telling you this. I don't have anything personal against you. The controversy is about you. The problem people have is about you. The question mark is on you. You claim that you have credentials to take over the position. Let me ask you, is acting in movies like Jungle Love, Khuli Khidki and Dil Ka Sauda, does that make you, does that 25 साल और 20 साल पुराने,
मैं आपको नई फिल्मों के नाम
25 साल पुराने में जवाब दीजिए प्लीज, जवाब
आप बरसात का नाम लीजिए, आप अंदाज का नाम लीजिए, आप तुमको ना भूल पाएंगे का नाम, ये कमर्शियल फिल्में हिट
तो नहीं। एक मिनट, दूसरी बात, दूसरा सवाल है ये जी मैंने पूछा है और मैं कहता हूं, मैं खुली तौर से कहता हूं, एक सेकंड, you now 1 second, you can call it C grade, B grade, D grade, vulgar movies, adult movies, whatever. Now
who has to decide these are A grade or B grade?
I'm saying something. Okay.
I think it's a sad statement for him to make that जो पिक्चर चल जाए वो एक्सेप्ट हो जाए ऑडियंस से, वो A ग्रेड होती है। गजेंद्र जी ऐसा नहीं होता है। आजकल जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनका पर्सपेक्टिव बहुत डिफरेंट है, और जो FTI में पढ़ाया जाता है, आप कुरुसावा के बारे में बात करेंगे, आप फेलिनी के बारे में बात करेंगे, आपको अगर बाहर से कोई डेविड और रसल मिलने आएंगे, आप वुडी एलन के बारे में मिलने आएंगे, कोई गेस्ट लेक्चरर आएंगे, आपकी जो अभी तक की जो सोच है, जो आपका कार्य का जो एक पूरा संगठन है, वो उसको मैच नहीं करता है। आपको अगर हिंदुस्तान के बाकी लोग अगर देख लिए जाए, अदूर बालकृष्णन कोई लेक्चर देने आए, तो आप अच्छे लगेंगे उनके साथ सूट पहनकर, मगर आप ये जरूरी नहीं अच्छे लगेंगे कि आप उनके साथ वर्ल्ड सिनेमा या हिंदी सिनेमा पर या रीजनल सिनेमा पर बहस कर सकेंगे। वो बहुत जरूरी है। तो आप इस बारे में चुप हो जाइए।
The biggest and most unexpected political fight of 2015. In what started as a raid on a bureaucrat, soon had a chief minister locked in a battle with a powerful union minister. The country hasn't seen the last of Jaitley versus Arvind fight. For now, it's in the courts and the news are questioning both sides.
Siddharth Nath Singh, have you played into the Aam Aadmi Party's hands by going to court with this defamation case? Because this is what they would have wanted. You brought the case back to the spotlight. You've given them enough oxygen to keep the issue alive politically and legally. You have allowed the Aam Aadmi Party to claim that you are trying to intimidate them. You have allowed them to allege that the defamation case is a panic reaction to allegations of corruption. And you have allowed them to spin the narrative that you are deflecting from answering the questions that they have posed to you.
This is a case where the Aam Aadmi Party is going to bite the bullet second time. The first case was again when Mr. Gadkari had filed a defamation suit against Arvind Kejriwal, and then he had to withdraw and apologize.
I want Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh to apologize, lying before a TV channel, entire the national audience, because he has just said that in Gadkari case, Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal has withdrawn and apologized. It's a lie. Case is still in the court, and Siddharth Nath Singh has to apologize for lying to the nation. Why he is spreading a lie? Why did he say that? If he did not have the information, he can say I didn't
go for a defamation against me now.
Is the onus on you or not to prove that your allegations are true? Simple question. Answer the question, Baba. Answer the question. Is the onus on you to prove your allegations are true?
Arnab Goswami, I know you are a seasoned journalist, so you know. If somebody has filed a defamation case, if the court will ask us to prove the case, we'll prove the case. We'll prove the case.
Yeah, so is the onus on you?
Let the court come back to us. Tomorrow we are going first.
Okay, fine.
Falsehood party should not call anybody.
Ashutosh has admitted that the onus is on him.
Falsehood party should keep quiet. That is in your interest. Talk on the merits of the case and I will debate with you, Ashutosh. And trust me, I will actually split you apart on all your facts and all your alleged accusation, I will split thread by thread and nail you down in front of Arnab Goswami.
Different paradise. You are dealing with a different...
Talk on merit of the case and I'll show you what falsehood you people spread.
We are not Congressy. Don't worry. Don't worry on that. Okay. Don't worry on that.
Arey, you are nothing. You are bunch of opportunists. Mr. Ashutosh, you are bunch of opportunists who have lived on a media hope to jump on opportunism, to come in the political sphere. And let me tell you, you people have been exposed.
Siddharth Nasing, don't try to intimidate me. Don't try to intimidate me. I have seen enough in my life. वो जिस तरीके से सिद्धार्थ नाथ सिंह ने मुझे धमकी दी है, मैं डर के मारे कांप रहा हूं बुरी तरीके से। अब मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा रात में मुझे नींद आएगी कि नहीं नींद आएगी। सिद्धार्थ नाथ जी, आपने बहुत डरा दिया मुझे। हम लोग बहुत डर गए।
आपकी फितरत में ही कांपना है आशुतोष जी। हिंदी में मैं भी जवाब दे रहा हूं। आपकी फितरत में ही कांपना है, क्योंकि चोर की दाढ़ी में तिनका होता है, उसमें हीरे जवाहरात नहीं होते। और ये सोच लेना और डरना आपकी फितरत में है, क्योंकि जो आज जो किया है अरुण जेटली जी ने, उसके बाद आपको सपने में भी जेल के दरवाजे दिख रहे होंगे।
जो चोरी करे, जो भ्रष्टाचारी करे, वो डरे। आप किसी और को डराइएगा, हम दूसरी मिट्टी के बने हुए हैं।
अरे भैया, 2 करोड़ रुपए लेते हो फिक्टिशियस कंपनी से, उसके बाद आप ताले लगा लेते हो।
शर्म आनी चाहिए।
ऑपर्चुनिज्म की आप जिंदगी जी रहे हो और उसके बाद हमें दे रहे हो।
घूस लेते पकड़ा गया, शर्म आनी चाहिए।
दुनिया में जीते हो
दिलीप सिंह जूदेव,
याद रखना, उंगली एक उठाओगे तो 2 उंगली आपके ऊपर भी आती है। थूकोगे ऊपर मुंह करके ना, तो थूक आपके ऊपर ही गिरेगी। इसलिए आशुतोष जी, जरा रुमाल रख लो, क्योंकि थूक आपके ऊपर गिर रही है।
News Siddharth today.
He says public display of affection is breaking the law.
PDA is...
I did not say breaking the law. It's not a desirable trait. I said it's not a desirable trait.
Who decides what is desirable and not desirable?
It's appropriate and what is not inappropriate.
The spirit of what Vikramji said.
You know, I do get it, Rahul, and I understand your argument of wanting to tuck away women in order to protect them, but you can't. You have to make...
मैं चाहे ये करूं, मैं चाहे वो करूं, मेरी मर्जी।
From the beginning, the role of media baron Peter Mukherjee had been under a cloud of suspicion. The News Hour has been the only news show on Indian TV to ask the relevant questions to Peter, and the interview with Arnab Goswami nailed the inconsistencies. So when Peter was arrested, we knew there were no surprises there. After all, it's been the only show that pieced together Sheena murder probe puzzle. If Indrani knew, Peter couldn't be far behind.
Okay, who's surprised? I'm not. Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised.
You surprised?
Not at all.
Not surprised at all?
No, I'm not surprised at all. You know, your interview was the last nail in the coffin. I think that interview had produced many chinks in the armor of Peter's statements, or should I say, talk with you.
Yeah.
And I think the CBI must have delved deep into that and then garnered sufficient evidence to ensure that, you know, not only those three, but I think he also needs to be arrested, because ultimately what is happening in your house, you're supposed to know.
Arnab, your channel was one which went ahead of the police. In fact, the investigations which you got, I would say they would have gone a long way in helping CBI nail Peter Mukherjee. And also I remember Maharashtra government was forced after your expose that the new CP Ahmed Javed was friendly with Peter Mukherjee, and I think that was the reason when it went to CBI, because Mumbai police was trying its level best to protect its officers, because there were certain senior officers who did not let the 2012 FIR written in Raigad because they were trying to help, and that is why the whole brass of top Mumbai police had descended on Khar police station and they tried to cover up the case or did not let Peter Mukherjee be arrested. Had it not been for the CBI, had it not been for Times Now, I would say, because Times Now relentlessly for days and days and days went on with this case.
Everyone knew how guilty he was at the outset. You were having shows after again and again you were raising questions. Why he has been arrested only 6 days?
Okay, let me argue here. Let me argue here.
Look, I have this great gut feeling which I'm...
What is your gut feeling? Go ahead.
My gut feeling is that I'm looking at some hidden conspiracy and possibly some acquittal at some stage.
No, conspiracy by whom and acquittal of who? No, conspiracy by whom? No, in this case, 1 second, Hitesh, please, don't give your sweeping points. Your only problem is you want to be defensive of what your BJP government is. Your BJP government has messed up the Peter Mukherjee, Sheena Bora, Indrani Mukherjee investigation. I have said so, and I have said so repeatedly. It is a BJP government.
The most important
thing is a BJP government. I mean, if we have this attitude, oh, be happy, Peter is arrested. Why are you complaining? I would not stop at that. I would go on to say that why has Peter been arrested now?
Exactly.
And why was Peter not arrested earlier? When the facts of this case, made it absolutely clear. No, I'm sorry. No, why has Peter been arrested now? And why has Peter not been arrested earlier is my question, because I'm not surprised by this arrest because there were discrepancies in Peter's narrative about how he got to know about Sheena's identity.
With the criminal law system, they
don't teach me the law.
All the answers will come in the CBI supplementary charge sheet. The supplementary charge sheet will give all the answer why he was arrested subsequently, and this charge sheet will also provide a clue as to what has happened.
Why Mumbai police did not arrest him when it was very clear that Peter was not cooperating? Peter was an accomplice. He was the one who had booked the taxi.
But what went on for so long? I mean, Emad, the whole country was talking about this case, but the Mumbai police only believed that it was only one thing which led to what happened, which is a word, four-letter word called love. So many people almost bought that, didn't they, Nina? So many people almost bought that line.
Yeah.
Nina, what do you think?
Absolutely, and he almost got away with it. Arnab, you are absolutely right. You know, the thing is that we are all going for the micro picture, which is Peter's arrest. But he should have been arrested, I think, a long time ago. I've said it on your channel before. He has more answers than anyone in this whole conspiracy other than Indrani.
Arnab, may I say here that we are living in an era where there are a number of high-profile murders, but there is no murderer. If you see Sunanda Pushkar matter, or you see Jessica Lal case, or you see Arushi Hemraj double murder, but such a botched-up investigation. And maybe he's a murderer, maybe the murderer is not there. Who is the murderer? God knows. And in this case also, no questions were asked.
Is there a special kind of truth serum that is served along with breakfast at the CBI offices, which truth serum is not available with the Mumbai police?
Yes.
And is that truth serum mixed with the cornflakes served to Shambar Rai every morning by the CBI that he suddenly becomes truthful? In that case, I would strongly recommend that a large sack of truth serum be given to Rakesh Maria and Javed Ahmed, because they've not been able to do that job without it. I think it's ridiculous. Please.
I think this is a trailer of a horrible movie.
Yeah.
The next step would be that CBI must investigate Mumbai police role in protecting
I've been saying this all along.
That unless it happens, I think the credibility of Mumbai police is completely gone. And unless CBI investigates and puts and fixes responsibility on all those officers who botched up this investigation purposely, I think we will not have any faith in any investigation on the rich and the mighty that may turn up in future.
In any case, let me tell you one thing. It feels good sometimes that when the work you do is dismissed as merely another shallow media trial. I would rather say today that if this is a media trial, if what we did vis-a-vis Peter Mukherjee was a media trial, I'd say openly, and I don't care who likes it or not, let there be more media trials in this country so that people of influence are not able to get away by trying to exercise their influence whichever way they want.
From being friends on a mission to force fighting it out in the biggest election of 2015. The Bedi vs Kejriwal fight has been a battle India tracked closely during the election in India. Why did Kiran Bedi decide to go head-to-head with Arvind? We questioned her on the News Hour on why she wouldn't challenge him to a debate.
So, Ms. Bedi, the Arvind Kejriwal says the following. He says that the BJP knew it would lose this election, so they got in Kiran Bedi so she can be made the scapegoat for the loss.
I wish Mr. Kejriwal would have better things to say, more constructive things to say.
I really think you should accept Arvind Kejriwal's challenge of a public debate. He's challenged you to a public debate and you have refused. Why are you running away from a face-off with Kejriwal before Delhi goes to the elections?
Doing a debate with him plus is a tamasha. And I'm not for a tamasha. I think tamasha.
Why is it a tamasha? Why is it a tamasha? Arvind Kejriwal versus Kiran Bedi in a debate will be a tamasha, you're saying?
It's it's a tamasha.
I am and will always be by nature a non-political person. Now, if I were to ask you, Kiran Bedi, when you were saying all that, were you misleading the people?
Doesn't thinking evolve?
Evolve?
Can thinking not change?
Did your thinking evolve only after the BJP came to power at the centre?
Oh, yes, it did change.
Really?
I must tell you how it changed.
That's double standards. On September 15th, 2012, a person called Kiran Bedi tweets, A, has the Chief Minister, referring to Narendra Modi, taken leave of absence from work? Who grants it? 3-day fast by a Chief Minister means government coming to a standstill. Who pays for this? Who pays for this? Ask Kiran Bedi.
I think you're cherry picking.
No, I'm picking up. There are many such quotes.
And I think it's unethical. No. I think you're going the unethical route.
What's unethical? I'm quoting you. What's unethical about it?
Because you're cherry picking.
Now you really provoked me. You said you're cherry picking. You're making accusations back. I'll quote another context. August 2011, Ms. Kiran Bedi, you point fingers at two BJP leaders. Their names are Gopinath Munde, the late Gopinath Munde, and Anant Kumar at the Ramlila Madan, and you say, quote, look at them.
I have to go on to the next channel. I can't go on.
Okay, so here's a few quick questions. Okay, let's go with a few quick questions. Few quick questions, Ms. Bedi. Okay, few quick questions in the run-up to Kejriwal. No, one second.
And this is the beginning of our interviews.
Miss Bedi, just 3 quick questions, okay? We'll go very quickly. One question is, in the run-up to Kejriwal formally announcing the formation of the Aam Aadmi Party, you had said you won't become part of it because you were a neutral voice. I want to ask you, what made you lose your neutral voice? Why have you succumbed to formally subscribe to another political ideology?
Wonderful. I've moved from neutrality to a national voice. To a national voice. And it's my choice. And I have a right to my choice. So, Arnab,
Anna Hazare was your mentor. One second. Anna Hazare was your mentor. You had accused Arvind Kejriwal of not taking him into confidence. Ms. Bedi, the question is on Anna Hazare.
Please come to the next one. Oh, let's go.
Well, you know, the point you're asking, your point to get into serious and straightforward questions, that's a response. I do hope that Kiran Bedi in her future interviews to Times Now takes those and even more tougher questions. The moment you start asking tough questions to Kiran Bedi, she gets up and goes away. If you give her a platform, she gives you a 1-hour interview.
She's a punctual lady. She sticks to time.
Well, she came 15 minutes late and left 10 minutes early. I'm placing this on record. I don't know why we make Kiran Bedi uncomfortable. If you've already won the elections, why this last-minute import? Jahan se aaye leader ko import karo. Why?
Can I answer? Now I'll answer.
I mean, if you're short of candidates, then you contest some bit.
So let me just use 2 lines of Hindi. Let me just use 2 lines of Hindi. आप उस किनारे से क्यों पूछ रहे हैं? आप उन कश्तियों से पूछे जो डूब रहे हैं. Ask those ships which are drowning in the ocean and people are swimming and coming to the banks of river or the banks of ocean. We are the banks. हम वो किनारा है जहाँ लोग आ रहे हैं. Don't ask me as to why people are coming to me and saving themselves.
किसका किनारा किसकी कश्ती? If the real कश्ती was Satish Upadhyay और what is this विजय कुमार मल्होत्रा, उनकी कश्ती पे आप जीत रहे थे, तो आपने किनारा भी बदल दिया, कश्ती भी बदल दी. अभी नई कश्ती आपकी है किरण बेदी. बदल तो आप रहे हैं, इंपोर्ट आप कर रहे हैं. आप किसको पूछ रहे हैं? आशुतोष आस्किंग a counter question now to Sambit Patra. Ashutosh, listen to Ashutosh. Listen to Ashutosh. जरूर. आशुतोष जी पूछ रहे हैं आपको.
Today, I'm so proud of your Hindi. I'm so proud of your Hindi and Urdu. Let me tell you one thing. Today I'm going to make a disclosure. Today I'm going to make a disclosure. 2 months back,
improved a lot.
2 months back, when we the think tank of the Aam Aadmi Party was sitting in a room, we suddenly decided, let's check out a plan, trap BJP so that the last minute they have to know their option than to declare.
The days leading up to his hanging saw intense politicking, drama, and even unprecedented midnight intervention by the Supreme Court. The Yaqub Memon case is one that divided sections of the society. But did he deserve sympathy, given the conviction and the gravity of crime? Why did politicians draw religion into the debate? The News Hour raised some of these questions.
Is it time now to stop the politicization of this matter? Stop trying to make this issue a test case for the death penalty debate? or for activists to take one side and present a case flawed that the Indian state and the system has not been fair to Yaqub Memon.
This case is going to be a platform for all those who are activists against the death penalty. Why is it being politicized? Why is it being done? Yeah. I think because deep down there's a basic guilt amongst most of us about the death sentence. And therefore, even in as heinous a crime as this, we still have so much debating on it because I think
Mr.
Indian conscience is going away from the death sentence.
This is not about the death penalty because a lot of the people out here, like the All India MIM, which has picked up the issue, is picking it up only and only purely for political reasons.
Without a doubt.
And why only Yaqub Memon? Why is the state government in such a hurry to give capital punishment and hang Yaqub Memon to gallows? Why not give capital punishment to Rajiv Gandhi's assassins who are moving freely out in the country?
First of all,
why not hang
Mr. Pathan,
Singh's assassins? Had the hang
Mr. Pathan,
yesterday,
Mr. Pathan, a minute, Mr. Pathan, I need to make one point to you.
Failed to counter the terrorism, and that is why Gurdaspur took place.
There were 12 serial bomb blasts that took place in March 1993. Please, this is now 2015. Mr. Yaqub Memon has a long time. He first took safe refuge in a safe house with the ISI in Pakistan, returned to this company, had a long tenure here, has exhausted every possible avenue available to him legally. Three layers of trial, appeal and appeal to the Supreme Court, 2 review petitions, 2 curative petitions. He's had full justice.
You need closure to the victims of 12 horrendous blasts.
Don't you feel that the country was trying to get evidence for so many years against Pakistan, and this man comes here, he surrenders and he helps the investigating agency. He gives evidence against Pakistan and you hang the person. Is this justice?
How many criminals have you reformed by hanging them?
That's no argument in this case.
It is.
It is not an argument.
It may not be convenient to you, but it is a valid point.
Sir,
it may not be convenient to you, and I am going to allow you to not believe
is not utopia, Mr. Tushar Gandhi.
Nathuram Godse was not spared. Don't forget that, Nathuram Godse was not spared.
Nathuram Godse was not spared because we pander to the emotion of revenge in the name of justice.
I am sorry that you are saying this, Mr. Tushar Gandhi, on the program tonight.
Not spared because we have the atavistic pleasure of taking life in the name of justice.
Mr. Tushar Gandhi, I'd like to remind you that your opposition to the death penalty has become an excuse to invoke the commutation of death sentences in other cases by the Supreme Court. Your opposition to the death penalty has become an excuse to oppose Yaqub's sentence by claiming that there were others who were far more guilty than he was. Then you proved to me tonight on this program, right here, right now, that there were others who were more guilty than he was. Prove it to me tonight, otherwise take back your charge.
I am not interested.
Prove it. No, how can you say not interested?
You because you are not interested in listening.
I am asking you to validate
my point about the evilness of the death penalty at all.
Sir,
if you don't listen to the evilness and morality of the death penalty, you are asking me to prove my point. I don't care about the technicalities of the case. I am saying.
But you're arguing only on technicalities. You're arguing only on technicalities.
What I am saying is the punishment is equally evil and it should be done away with.
Does the gravity, depravity and heinousness of the crime have no bearing? Do the killers of Nirbhaya, who showed her no mercy while brutally assaulting her, deserve any mercy themselves? Do the killers of Nirbhaya who have the audacity to justify their heinousness in a documentary televised, most unfortunately, on national television, deserve any sympathy?
There's no denying that there's been an increasing attempt to dictate how society should lead a life. Moral cops have had a free run in 2015, be it storming into a resort on the outskirts of Mumbai to rounding up college kids in a park in parts of Uttar Pradesh. There's tacit support to such forces. We confronted them on the News Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is really novel. It's called the Majnu Drive. Majnu Drive, authorized Operation Majnu. So as part of Operation Majnu, all these young boys and girls sitting in a park are caught. The boys are given that kind of treatment, made to do chicken steps out in the open. Others are thrashed, beaten off. Is it a crime? Do you support what happened there?
Moral policing is a crime. I have been subjected to moral policing. I am totally against it. 99% of the youngsters.
How? When? Come on, that's interesting.
And I also
come on, tell us your story.
When I was in college, when I took one of my friends who was supposedly a girl, who was just my friend, when I went there in a bike, some so-called cultural policing came and said, "Why are you taking her in bike?" See, this happens to many people. I understand. I know the harassment. But I understand that it cannot be a pretext of state totally abandoning an attitude of caring. Remember what the police did. They are also parents. They are concerned for their girls.
Okay, one minute, Mr. Ishwar. Now we're opening up the debate. First of all, I don't know what you mean by supposedly a girl. You don't have to be squeamish about it. There's no moral policing going on this program at least. I mean, come on. You're losing the argument out here. You're confused.
Nobody is saying abandon everything. But then a guy doing squats and getting stronger thigh muscles is not going to prevent him from the next day going out and doing the exact same thing. This is the most natural human impulse, is to want to interact with the opposite sex. So you talking like it's an ethical responsibility of a parent's state, this is not it. This is not it.
Essentially, there are a group of people in our country who have mixed up ideas about morality and religion, and who put both these ideas together in another mixed up bag, get confused themselves and preach to others. You have pedophiles and perverts and rapists on the loose in this country. And in Parliament. You have so-called godmen who are murderers and rapists. Right? You will not act against them. In fact, people like Pandit Ajay Gautam will come on television shows and say, I will defend these rapists and murderers because questioning them is an assault on the Hindu religion.
अभी आप बात करते हैं कि महिलाओं की सुरक्षा की, दो लोग गार्डन में एक झाड़ी के पीछे बैठे हैं, एक दूसरे के साथ ऑब्सेनिटी कर रहे हैं. अगर वो थोड़ी देर में अगर वो सिचुएशन आगे गई, it converted to in a rape and somebody committed a crime under a pressure. On that time you make एक हल्ला कि भाई देखिए कितना क्राइम हो गया है, महिलाओं का जो है ये हो गया, दुराचार हो गया, उनका शोषण हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है. और अगर कोई परिवार का बड़ा बन के महिलाओं की सुरक्षा के लिए बताता है कि इस तरीके से आपने अगर प्यार करना है, आपने किसी रिश्ते को लेके अगर कमिटमेंट है, तो आप उसमें रिचुअल्स के थ्रू जाइए. आप वासना को प्रमोट करना चाहते हैं या शादी को प्रमोट करना चाहते हैं? मिस्टर गोस्वामी, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू क्लियर योर माइंडसेट.
जब मैं लीगल क्वेश्चन पूछता हूं तब ये धार्मिक रिप्लाई देते हैं. जब धार्मिक क्वेश्चन पूछता हूं तो लीगल रिप्लाई देते हैं. आप तो टोटली कंफ्यूज्ड है.
Are we living in a nanny state? Who has given these people the right to intrude in this manner? This is nothing but police atrocity. Let's not call it by any other name.
What is obscene and what is not? सुनिए मेरी बात. Who defines what is obscene and what is not? Is holding hands in public obscene? One of you tell me. Is holding hands in public obscene, Pandit Ajay Gautam?
No.
क्या ये अश्लीलता है?
वो हाथ उन्होंने कहाँ लिए हैं, कहाँ रखे? Just depend upon all these scenarios, sir.
No, so you will define. You will define.
That's an ad for like sanitizing.
You will define.
Every freedom has reasonable restrictions. Every freedom has reasonable restrictions. Go to
I think now
This is
Pandit Ajay Gautam versus Shobha De. Go ahead.
No, I think what he just said is, according to me, obscene and objectionable, and it is something that's disgusting to be saying on a national channel.
बहुत ज़्यादा प्रवचन मत करिए ऑब्सेनिटी के लिए.
तो हम भी करेंगे, आप बताइए ना.
This is the matter of the public morality and order. आपका freedom ये है क्या?
You have violated it. You have crossed the line.
पंडित अजय गौतम, शोभा जी ने कहा है कि आपने जो अभी कहा इस वक्त ये ऑब्सीन है, अश्लील है.
अश्लीलता
अभी पनिशमेंट आप क्या पनिशमेंट फेस करने को तैयार हैं?
मुर्गा. किस चीज के लिए?
मुर्गा.
You realize what?
Court of law is open. Go file your complaint against me. I will be seeing you in court.
No, why you become Murga?
The Mumbai police, in its most recent infamous raid, booked consenting adults within hotel rooms under the act. Why should we be quiet about it? He says public display of affection is breaking the law.
PDAs.
I did not say breaking the law. It's not a desirable trait. I said it's not a desirable trait.
Who decides what is desirable and not desirable?
What is not
please understand the
inappropriate.
spirit of what Vikramji said.
You know, I do get it, Rahul, and I understand your argument of wanting to tuck away women in order to protect them, but you can't. You have to make...
Okay, on that.
In a year that saw Beef Brigade telling India what to eat and what not, the Hindu Sena attack on Kerala Bhavan in Delhi served as a flashpoint. An ill-informed fringe group claiming to protect the rights of an entire community needed to be questioned. We also put questions to the political support they claim to enjoy.
आपने कहा अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं. 1109 फार्मर्स ने सुसाइड की 2014 में, उस पर डिबेट कीजिए. आप ये बैन डिबेट कहां से?
We are here to debate all issues, but today I am only requesting Arnab Goswami that we are going to discuss ban the ban, or we are going to discuss the drought.
No, we are going to discuss.
That's all.
We are going to discuss your warped priorities. We are going to discuss what gives you the right. Point is, there are 2.3 crore malnourished children, 23 million malnourished children in India, and you want to have this wasteful, ridiculous discussion. They want to discuss whether you should eat meat in Mumbai for 3 days or 4 days, or whether you should eat beef in Jammu and Kashmir. They want to distract us. Chetan Bhagat is taking you on. Go ahead, Chetan.
It is a free democracy, and it's something where the state should not be involved imposing someone's sentiment on others. I can understand there are sentiments. I can understand some people feel a certain way.
No, I don't understand. Please explain, Chetan. You're being very soft tonight. What sentiment? No, why are you playing safe, Chetan? Chetan, why are you playing safe?
Banning meat, if you consume it, you'll be put in jail.
No.
It gets a very dangerous society.
No, Chetan, why are you playing safe? Why are you playing safe? Sentiments? Whose sentiments? Who decided anyone's sentiments, Chetan Bhagat? You decided? Who decides what the BJP decides? Whose sentiment is hurt? I don't understand it at all. Sentiments are hurt. Sorry, Mr. Chetan.
There is a no ban from the state government. That's the point. I wanted to explain to Chetan, there is a no ban from the state.
You can't run away from that. It is a BMC controlled corporation.
There is a no ban from the state government. Mira Bhainder is an independent corporation. BMC is an independent corporation. And NCP rules the New Bombay Corporation.
It is not about
all this is a fact. Why you are bringing the BJP in? Why you are bringing the state government in? There is a no ban from the state government.
Why are you being intolerant? Why are you being intolerant?
Of course, because we are discussing wrong.
No, you don't be intolerant.
No, I'll tell you why he's intolerant.
Listen to him.
No, I'll tell you why you're intolerant. You were asked questions about the farmer debt. You don't have an answer.
Listen to her. What's your problem?
You will not have an answer. That is because ever since y'all have come into power, anything negative about you is banned. Any book that doesn't suit you is banned. Any documentary that doesn't suit you is banned. And now, if you don't like watching a movie, it's banned.
This is absolutely ridiculous. It's not debated on this between both of
them. It has had a cascading effect on states governed by
Bharatiya Janata Party. Congress, talking something which is a baseless. Sorry, you need to do a little more homework. There is a larger society. Of course, having a basic circle is not only a society
where people need to be.
Just a minute.
Your Prime Minister, the Prime Minister who is nominated and made by the BJP, says on Times of India headline, it's up there saying, we need to live in a world where we are more respectful of others. We need to be in a world.
Why are you doing VVIP racism on the program?
What the Prime Minister says, and next day you come and say, ban this, ban that, ban this.
That is your perception. You are wrong.
Match these two things.
You are wrong. That is your perception.
No, it's not.
Not my perception. It is Mr. Narendra Modi, my Prime Minister.
I said what you are trying to say.
Read what your Prime Minister says. You are removed from the sentiment.
We have to rule the country, not a particular class of society.
What do you want me? 1 minute. Just 1 second. 1 second. Look at the language tonight. Look at the arrogance of Ashish Shelar. Ashish Shelar says, 1 second. Ashish Shelar says, who are you? I am society, you are not.
Vote bank, you
I never said it.
Virtually you said that.
We need to rule the country, not a particular
you got your word. You got your word wrong.
That is the fact. I read and repeat. You can see it again.
I am ashamed of the fact that I voted for you.
Of course.
I voted for you.
We have to rule the country. And it should be inclusive. It should be inclusive. You can't even speak. You have banned your CSS people to even interrogate and inspect the son-in-law. That is the character of your party. You can't tell.
I think we need to stop the fact that the ban is entirely motivated by political reasons. The intention is purely that, hey, listen, I'm going to ban X, and the person who are affected directly, like least affected, are going to give me votes. That's all it is. It's not related to anyone trying to uphold this whole moralistic high ground which politicians tend to have, which just says that, oh, look at me, I'm better than you because I have decided to ban this for you is a load of hogwash. There is nothing like this.
And all of them do it. And all of them do it. Why do they do it is something I want to understand. You know, for example, Roshan Abbas, look at the
What is interesting?
You know,
Roshan Abbas.
Arnab,
yes, Roshan.
No, Arnab,
go ahead.
No, Arnab, my point is that, you know, we are moving towards a society saying that we want to be more free, we want to give people more space, we want to let people work across the world. I mean, people must be sitting elsewhere and laughing at us saying, look at this, there have been 6 bans in 1 week. Mumbai has become Mumban. I mean, that's something which I read on social media saying, look at it, everything. If you want to ban something, ban potholes. If you want to ban something, ban corruption. If you want to ban something, ban politicians, for God's sake. Because they are the ones who seem to be creating this over and over.
Yesterday, Anupam, someone came on the program and said that why we are speaking because artists are under threat.
The lady is sitting in your studio and talking about what is happening in the country. So there is no threat.
Thank God.
She's not been brought to this studio.
Thank God my country is larger than a group of ministers. A minister of culture who
my country is also larger than a group of Sahitya Academy awardees.
It's an incident that the world took note of. A Muslim family targeted over a meal. A choice of meat in a free country that sparked a bigger intolerance debate. The incident in Dadri is a reminder of why India must control and put an end to the fringe free run. Murder over a meal was question of the news hour.
Person has been killed because there were allegations that the person was having beef. Now, why are you checking whether he was having beef or crab meat or mutton? What is the relevance of that? I mean, why don't you answer my question? You are saying I'm not giving you time. I'm giving you time. You tell the people tonight, will you go around checking the fridges of all people in Uttar Pradesh whether you are having beef or mutton or crab meat or what?
You want to talk about whether it was beef or not beef, why it was sent for the FSL.
No, why have you sent it? No, you tell me. No, why have you sent
that?
Come on.
I will answer that.
What business do? Sorry, please.
I will tell you.
Yeah, you tell me. Why have you done a forensic test? The person has died, right?
Arnab, the reason.
You don't have an answer.
The reason is this.
Yeah, what is the reason?
Ultimately, the investigating officer decides what are the pieces of evidence he needs.
What is the evidence? He wants evidence whether it is beef or mutton.
I mean, the main issue is this emboldening of fringe elements. How people are using these situations to trigger these mob kind of incidents. This is the main issue. And I think in this incident, the state government has acted in a very responsible manner. They acted promptly. Action has been taken.
No, you haven't answered
and we will,
to the viewers, did he answer my question? I don't think he did.
In this incident.
Okay. You are responsible in a way, Siddharth, for creating this culture of divide, intolerance and hate, especially over beef. Now you can respond. It's that culture which leads to a situation such as this. That much you will concede.
Well,
Siddharth, go ahead.
I can only request you as an anchor. I can only request you as anchor. Don't push the envelope to make this into look like a communal killing. It is a barbaric act. It has nothing to do with legality or illegality. As you rightly said, that there's no need for a forensic test to happen unless until the Samajwadi Party wants to turn into a kind of a communal.
This case is symptomatic of an atmosphere of intolerance that is breeding as a result of beef politics. Did you do beef politics or not?
You are the boss. Do it as you wish in News On.
No. Do you do beef politics or not? Has your party, the BJP, done beef politics or not? Answer that.
We didn't do any beef politics. Mr. Arnab Goswami, you know it very well.
You've only been doing beef politics for the last few months.
The beef ban has been going on in India since 1958.
I will now prove to you why I believe you are the principal protagonist of beef politics in this country.
Mr. Arnab Goswami, you may be an anchor, you may be the best channel, but you have no basis to accuse BJP on it.
Then let me make 3 points.
Horses on this,
then Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh, since you talk about what I have the basis for and what I have the basis for not, what right I have and what right I do not have, then I would like to factually counter you. And you counter me if possible, Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh. Let us not make personal points at each other. Instead, let us debate in a civilized way. Did you extend the banning of cow slaughter to possession of cow, bull or bullock meat that has been imported from another state in Maharashtra? Was that beef politics? Yes or no?
Arnab, you must have patience.
No, you tell me about, you answer yes or no, sir.
Start getting patience.
You were talking about patience. A person is killed because someone thinks
I'm not here to answer yes and no because Mr. Arnab Goswami is telling me that as a teacher. There is a legislative assembly which has the constitutional right to pass a law, and that those laws have been held by the High Court.
It is what law? I'm not questioning the right to pass laws. I'm saying what laws? You pass laws against poverty, pass laws against Gundaism. Why do you pass laws against beef? What is this all that you can do, beef politics?
In a year that saw Beef Brigade telling India what to eat and what not, the Hindu Sena attack on Kerala Bhavan in Delhi served as a flashpoint. An ill-informed fringe group claiming to protect the rights of an entire community needed to be questioned. We also put questions to the political support they claim to enjoy.
Somewhere the police feels beef is an issue. I mean, I don't think beef is an issue. I personally don't think the issue is whether beef has become the issue or has been made to be the issue.
Let us go the background of it. When the beef ban was there, Kerala people had actually, out of vengeance against Hindus, organized a beef party.
What rubbish are you? Mr. Chomal, you are wrong, and I cannot allow you to be wrong.
Let me explain what my viewpoint is.
You are wrong. No, one second. Mr. Chomal, first of all, please wait. The fact of the matter is this. You call it contraband. First of all, whether it's buffalo meat or cow meat is something that you have no idea about.
But the menu says beef fry.
Again you are going on.
Menu says beef fry.
Point number 2. This man Vishnu Gupta is a serial offender. If there's anyone you should not take seriously, it is a person like him. You give legitimacy to such a person on a daily basis. Mr. Chomal,
then these people will keep on doing the offense again and again.
What is an offense? This is the same group that attacked Prashant Bhushan after his comments on AFSPA. This is the same group that defended the ink attack on Engineer Rashid few days ago. This is the same group.
Who is Engineer Rashid?
Is
he a patriot?
And who are you?
We are patriots. We are patriots.
How dare you ask this question? Who is he? He's a citizen of India. It doesn't matter who he is. How can you ask this question? Politicians are not above us. Please understand that first.
Well said.
No Hindu Sena is above anybody.
Nobody is.
I am the most important person in this country. You get that straight first. Because I'm a citizen of India.
So why don't you just, Rakesh Sinha, instead of this trying to dissociate yourself from these people, admit that these are our people in a way?
I'm surprised. There are certain people in this country who see RSS responsible for all ills. This is the Nazi philosophy. Hitler declared that it is Jews who are responsible for every ill in Germany. And these are the people, they are following the Nazi ideology. Anything happens, any part of the globe, RSS is responsible. They are demeaning the issue. They are demeaning the issue.
I don't need to react to your questions or remarks. I would only say that democracy has been brought down to its knees by the silence of the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. Prime Minister is not the Prime Minister of India. He has become a beef Prime Minister. He is like the Dark Ages. The BJP is taking this country to beef ages.
Why has no one questioned the Congress spokesperson for their
No, why did the Prime Minister not speak on the Dadri issue for 14 days? Mr. Sambit Patra, can you tell us that? Why did the Prime Minister not speak for the last?
Why don't you
for 14 days the Prime Minister was silent on the Dadri issue?
In killing of Prashant Pujari, your Congress-led group was responsible for killing of Prashant Pujari in Mudbidri. Why should you be charged with that?
There is a hooligan called Vishnu Gupta on the loose. I began the news by saying, Sambit and Gaurav, catch that fellow Ani Raja by the metaphorical scruff of his neck. My straight question is, does the BJP spokesperson believe that all these fellows from the Hindu Sena should be picked up and put in lockup for some time? Simple. Don't give me wishy-washy answer. Clear answer, something.
Any person belonging
to I am not saying any person. I am saying Hindu Sena.
No, I will not.
I am saying Hindu Sena. Let him reply.
Not generalize anything.
I am not generalizing. I am saying Hindu Sena.
From any organization,
but I am saying Hindu Sena.
Law should be behind bars.
Hindu Sena.
Azam Khan and the likes of
Mr. Vishnu Gupta of the Hindu Sena, who is a known coward, who is an ink thrower, a man who has no respect for the rule of law in this country, a man who spreads communal sentiments, a man who creates a situation of physical violence, a man who wants one Indian to hate another, if that man is free on the streets of the national capital, it is a matter of complete and abject shame. And the only demand any right-thinking Indian would be that these dangerous people like Vishnu Gupta should be sent in lockup and should face not the long rope that the law has given them, but really face the tough face of the law.
The intolerance debate dominated the discourse of 2015. A few incidents with alleged right-wing support triggered a bigger debate. From award Wapsi becoming the means of expression to leading personalities taking sides. Anupam Kher found himself on the receiving end for questioning the Tolerance Brigade. He faced off with the other side on this edition of the News Hour.
Why did you not return your award when M.F. Hussain was forced to flee the country? It was the year when you received your Sangeet Natak Academy Award in 2010, was also the year when M.F. Hussain had to run away from India and become a Qatari citizen. I'm genuinely asking you tonight, why did you not return your award then?
As an artist of a free country, like I represent many other artists, nobody is going to tell me when I do what.
Oh.
And don't start interjecting.
Not even when M.F. Hussain is forced to run away from India.
Number two.
Interesting. No, I just said interesting.
I wish... No.
So if nobody is going to stop you from when you are going to do, the questions do come up.
Can I finish?
When you are, if your response is to say that nobody is going to question me what I do.
No, number two, who's the anchor now? Is it Mr. Kher or is it Arnab?
Maduresh, tell me, Narendra Dabolkar जब गोली मार के broad daylight में अगस्त 2013 में उनको मारा गया, तब मुझे बताइए किसी ने award return क्यों नहीं की? क्यों नहीं की?
Arnab, I just want to say, I'll come to you. I just want to say, I have greatest regard for Mr. Kher's work. Anupam Kher is one of the greatest actors we have. I just want to ask, what did he do when the Kashmir riots happened? What did he do when 1984 happened? What did he do when 2006 happened? When the Bhopal gas tragedy happened? What did he do? Please explain, because that's exactly the question you are asking every other artist who has raised a voice. You are intending that they have a position, they are ideologically motivated, then by that logic, you are also husband of Kiran Kher, a BJP MP. Should I say that? Should I say that you are only saying this because you are an RSS person? I won't say that. I won't go down to that logic.
Let him reply.
Because that's the logic everybody today is being faced with. That's not right.
Answering with a counter question.
It's completely not right. Because everybody
reply to you.
Anupam Kher, please answer us. What are you talking about? This is the hatred we are living in. If there is a Congress regime, they are dormant. Today they are like this. They have got emboldened. Prime Minister is helping them with the silence. You have to answer this. It's not only about they are returning their awards.
Okay, Anupam Kher will respond now directly, please, to Maduresh Kumar. Maduresh, you didn't answer my question.
First of all, I'm glad that the debate has zeroed down to Mr. Modi and the present regime, which I have been saying that is the reason. So at least we are out with the fact that they are upset with Mr. Modi and the present regime. So there is no camouflage of that. As far as my outrage about all the things, all the tragedies that he recounted or counted, he was not my neighbor, so he does not know that what my reaction was. But I did not return an award or national award or a Padma Shri or one of our millions of Filmfare award to sort of say that मैं रूठा हुआ हूँ. मुझे इस particular regime से तकलीफ है. I expressed whatever I felt, and I on your channel I have so many times come and talked about with the problem that this nation has been suffering, and none of these panelists has even once answered your direct question. Not even once. I will wait for their answer. Why haven't they resigned or returned their award in all this time? They have not answered once. You are only talking about what you have thought from home and telling that even though the questions are again and again being asked to you. I think I am worried about people like you in this country who have agendas. Who have hidden agendas. I am worried about people like you. I am not worried about my Prime Minister. When Prime Minister was not speaking, you were unhappy that he was not speaking. When he spoke, then you want to say, this is what he should have said. Why don't you give him the script in his hand and say, this is what we want you to say?
Yesterday, Anupam Kher, someone came on the program and said that why we are speaking because artists are under threat. Now let me give one example, and I'm glad this discussion is going.
But they are not under threat.
Yeah.
the lady is sitting in your studio and talking about what is happening in the country. So there is no threat.
Thank God.
She's not been brought to this studio.
Thank God my country is larger than a group of ministers, a minister of culture who
my country is also larger than a group of Sahitya Academy awardees.
Fabric. My country is much larger. I
Ms.
find
Rao,
it very
my country is larger than group of certain people who are trying to say, let us discredit this country. Let us send the message all over the world that this is not the right country to live in. I'm sorry, that does not smell of patriotism at all.
Their power
You need
of
to live
pen
in
goes
difficult
much
times
beyond.
if you think.
No other show on Indian television has questioned VVIP racism as much as the news arc. The campaign gained momentum in 2015 as more and more people stood up to fight VVIP racism. A show that questioned the arrogance and high-handedness of politicians didn't pull punches when it came to this SP leader's VVIP gunners and the harassment a woman was forced to go through in public.
Through the whole day, the basic argument, Ranjana Kumari and Abhinav Sharma and his sister are on the channel today. The basic argument is, why does Sadhvi Pandey not go to the police and file a complaint? Now, I think that's silly to say so, because it's difficult enough to do what she did, right? So here is a ruling party politician saying, so what if my security guards winked at you? I don't believe you. And I don't care if you feel angry about it.
मैडम सर, पहली बात तो मुझसे कुछ नहीं कहा गया, डायरेक्ट मेरी गाड़ी के ऊपर आकर अटैक किया गया, सीधा मेरे बोनट पे चढ़ गई।
नहीं, one second, अटैक नहीं है, आपको रोका गया। I'll tell you what happened. Sadhvi Pandey and her sister Jyoti, they were on a scooty. 1 minute. They were on a scooty. आपके जो सिक्योरिटी पर्सनल थे, बिल्कुल, उन्होंने साध्वी पांडे के तरफ देखकर दे विंक्ड एट हर, उसको कहा जाता है ईव टीजिंग। उसके बाद दिस यंग लेडी स्टॉप्ड योर कार, आपके गाड़ी पर समाजवादी पार्टी का फ्लैग था, उन्होंने आपको कहा कि आपके जो ये कमांडर है, जो सिक्योरिटी मैन, उसको बोलिए कि वो मुझे विंक ना करे। आपने कुछ नहीं किया। और उसके बाद जब उन्होंने फोटो लेने की कोशिश की, 1 मिनट, पूरा बात कह दूंगा फिर आप बोलिए। उन्होंने फोटो लेने की कोशिश की, उस वक्त आपके सिक्योरिटी डिटेल के और एक सिक्योरिटी पर्सन सामने आके उन्होंने उनके सेलफोन को बिल्कुल पूरी तरह से तोड़ दिया। उस वक्त 5 पुलिसमैन थे। शाहिद सिद्दीकी, आई वांट यू टू कम इन सो यू अंडरस्टैंड। देयर वर 5 पुलिसमैन, देयर वर 100 onlookers. Nobody did anything. One young lady stood symbolically on top of the Mercedes car. She was so angry that she broke the Samajwadi Party flag and she smashed it on the windshield. Now Shahid Siddiqui, why do आप जरा कहिए अभिनव जी को कि किस हालत में कोई इस 1 second. Pardon me?
If she was so angry, sir, if she was so angry, तो उनको मुझे गोली मार देनी चाहिए थी ना। केवल गाड़ी क्यों तोड़ी?
I'm telling you, कैसी बात कर रहे हैं? कैसी बातें कर रहे हैं? आपका कल्चर लोगों का कल्चर नहीं है। ये गोलीबारी की कल्चर, आप किस तरह की बात कर रहे हैं? किस तरह की बात कर रहे हैं?
उनको मुझे जान से मार देना चाहिए था ना।
Should be thrown out of public life. Look at it. He says today. 1 second, dear viewers, please listen to this. Dear viewers, please listen to this. This man who allowed a case of eve teasing is now saying, if you have a problem with eve teasing, you can fire a gun at me. 1 second, Shahid Siddiqui, please respond. Achal ji, keep quiet. Your brother can speak for himself. Arnab, Shahid Siddiqui, this is the extent to which VIP racism has now gone.
औरों को बोलने दीजिए।
लड़की ये कहती है कि मैं
देखिए यही एरोगेंस है। ये किसी की बात सुनना नहीं चाहते, ये समझते हैं खुदा बन गए हैं।
आप भी तो अभिनव की बात नहीं सुन रहे हैं।
आंचल शर्मा जी, जनाब 2 मिनट चुप रहे। आप शायद
इन उत्तर प्रदेश, anybody who is a politician, anybody who is in power thinks that they are gods and they can get rough shot
only
over the common man. And this is the real issue.
लगता है आप झंडे के पीछे पड़ गई हैं। आपको ये मतलब नहीं कि लड़की के साथ या लड़के के साथ क्या हुआ। आपको झंडे की ज्यादा टेंशन है।
My God, Achal Sharma ji, how are you talking? How are you talking?
शिकायत की तो आपने क्या किया?
आप चुप रहिए।
शायद
पांच जने मिलके एक लड़के के ऊपर आरोप पे आरोप लगाएंगे, एक लड़की की इतनी ज्यादा हिमायत कर देंगे कि ये तक नहीं देखेंगे उस लड़की ने
हिमायत नहीं है, उनकी हिम्मत बहुत है। आप सुनिए आंचल जी, उनकी हिम्मत बहुत है।
हिम्मत होती तो पुलिस स्टेशन
हिम्मत को ये जो आपके साथ जो आपके भाई बैठे हुए हैं, हिम्मत अगर उनकी होती तो वो उसी वक्त कहते कि मैं ईव टीजिंग अलाउ नहीं करूंगा। आज आप अपने भाई के पास बैठे हुए हैं, अपने भाई से आप पूछे, आज अपने भाई से पूछे कि किस तरह की कायरता होती है, अपने भाई से आज पूछे वहां पे कि किस तरह की कायरता होती है कि कोई ईव टीजिंग करे आपके सामने और आप बैठ के देखते रहे।
6,500 रुपए लेने का क्या मतलब था?
माय गॉड।
मैं ये कहना
Anyway.
मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ अर्नब जी कि बेसिकली आप प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
प्रॉब्लम है कि प्रॉब्लम है कि आप नेता हैं और नेता होते हुए आपके आंखों के सामने कोई एक यंग लेडी के साथ छेड़छाड़ी करे, ईव टीजिंग करे और आपको लगता है ये सब नॉर्मल है, ये प्रॉब्लम है। और मुझे सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आपकी ऐसी पार्टी है जहां पे नेता खुद कहते हैं, आपके नेताजी कहते हैं कि लड़के तो गलतियां करते हैं रेप के कॉन्टेक्स्ट पे। शायद उस तरह का कल्चर आपके पार्टी में अंदर से आ चुका है और आपको जो नॉर्मल लगता है हमें नॉर्मल नहीं लगता। आप जरा मेरी बात सुनिए अभिनव जी, आप जरा मेरी बात सुनिए अभिनव जी। देश भर के लोग आज देख रहे हैं, आप क्या समझते हैं इस देश को? आप अपने आप को क्या समझते हैं अभिनव जी? आपको क्या लगता है कि आप पर कोई कानून, कोई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, कोई किसी का दायरा नहीं होता?
सबसे ज्यादा
रंजना कुमार,
समाजवादी पार्टी एक ऐसी पार्टी है।
Don't give me a lecture. Don't give me a lecture on your party. Keep quiet. Achal Sharma and Abhinav, be quiet, please, and realize one thing: that the people of this country have had enough. This 23-year-old woman who has spoken out right now, this 23-year-old woman who has stood on the bonnet of your brother's car, Achal, is a representative of the young woman who is fed up and tired of politicians like your brother. And you better watch out. All politicians like you better watch out, because you must understand you cannot buy over a victim. The victim will fight you, and it is a matter of shame that you walk around in a car which you think is expensive, and on that car you have a Samajwadi, or on that car you have a Samajwadi party flag. So you think, and I want to go back to the pictures, so you think that you can get away with anything. I am asking all the viewers on the News Hour tonight, how many times, dear viewers, have you come across instances when politicians with political flags on their cars have behaved like they own the road? That really is the question tonight. And what a matter of shame this is tonight, that the ruling party of Uttar Pradesh questions the woman who is standing there on the bonnet, whereas the entire government lets that young woman down. I can say with absolute confidence tonight that this country stands with that young woman, and the politicians will get more and more marginalized because of cases of VVIP racism like this one. I want to know why you always underplay yourself.
Because
undermine yourself.
I'm not.
Why are you so utterly immodest? Because you're not.
Arnab Goswami.
That's a very rude thing.
From promising to be unsparing in its Pakistan policy to allowing separatists only openly hobnob with Islamabad in the capital, the government has had to face questions. The News Hour has been at the forefront of Pakistan policy debate and felt the need to question why the government facilitated such a meeting, especially when it decided to send a minister to the Pakistan Day event.
The BJP says protocol at the cost of a hard policy on terror, especially in the aftermath of the attacks on our soldiers and the civilians in Kashmir. And yes, Nalin Kohli, in our minds are the pictures of the attack that have happened over the last 4 days. 4 people have died. The wife of the martyred policeman is saying, where is Mr. Modi today?
Arnab, I would like to beseech the conscience of the nation as well as the present government. While we seek peace, it must be with dignity, respect and honor.
You know what the separatists are doing? Maruf is absolutely right. The separatists have been invited for a debrief by the Pakistan government, and after that the least you could have done is not gone to that party today. Ajay Kumar.
Arnab, I want to make it very clear that the party you are claiming to be dove are actually tigers, because if you look at whether it's the liberation of Bangladesh
or whether it is the action against Pakistan and the, in fact, strong action taken by UPA government all through. And the party which is pretending to be a tiger is actually the most, in what you call, unmentionable animal, because simple.
Nalin Kohli, what are you saying today? Tomorrow will VK Singh attend a party where Hafiz Saeed is also present? Hafiz Saeed is present at a party. Will you say I'll attend that party as well?
Mr. Goswami, Mr. Goswami, hang on. 10 minutes he went there. He's not even been there.
Whether 10 minutes or 1 minute or 30 seconds, the damage has been done.
There's a comment made.
Your government is the same government that went chest thumping when you called off the talks with Pakistan after the meeting between separatists and the Pakistan envoy in August 2014. Didn't you go out chest thumping?
Where have the talks taken place? I still haven't understood.
Second.
Where have any talks
taken place? I'll explain this to you. Since now you have gone, your talk.
Foreign Secretary's visit.
Foreign Secretary didn't go only to Pakistan. That was perhaps the 4th country he visited. As far as I remember, he had already visited other countries in the neighborhood when he went. So my question is very simple. Is your suggestion that we should also disband SARC? I'm just curious.
Yes, SARC has achieved nothing because of Pakistan's obstinate stand on a number of issues.
Thank you.
If you can tell me
that's the most important
SARC
point.
has achieved,
and that is what we want to change by engaging with the other countries on a bilateral, multilateral basis, so that it can be kept
therefore, don't give me the SARC story. SARC is a farce.
What would you have lost if you had not gone today?
Well, actually, my counter is, what have we achieved?
Exactly. I would have asked you the question, what have you achieved? Exactly. That's a quite good question. What have you achieved?
What have we lost?
Yes. Mr. Kohli, let me put it another way. What have you gained by going there?
Exactly.
What have you gained by going there? It's not a question of loss. What have you gained by going there? You've gained nothing. You've got a smirk or two from Pakistan, and you have given them the last round in their favor. They said back to square one. India is falling in line with our game plan. That's the tragedy.
Mr. Raza, when you said about gain, let me answer you and let me put it bluntly there. There is, in my opinion, no loss, no gain. And as far as we are concerned,
I don't think so.
Enemy would ask for a glass of water. We would offer a glass of water. Doesn't make us friends.
Ask the Martyrs and their family members, was this a good idea? And they'll tell you how good an idea this was.
One second. Here's a question.
From handshake in Paris to the breakthrough in Bangkok to the last-minute Sushma Sartaj meeting in Pakistan, there's been a silent diplomatic push, well hidden from India and Pakistan, that's at play. And the surprise stopover in Lahore by Prime Minister Modi on Nawaz's birthday signalled an approach New Delhi was willing to risk to take ties forward. The news are questioned if Islamabad was willing to reciprocate.
Can we expect the Pakistanis to be a little bit more mature this time in responding to this gesture?
So much time has passed between what has been happening and the efforts made by Pakistan to move forward on every issue. And it's been India, I think, in my opinion, which has been hedging.
It was Mr. Vajpayee, despite being stabbed on the back after the Kargil invasion post the Lahore visit, invited General Musharraf as his first outing as President of Pakistan and gave him a full ceremonial reception in India.
Prime Minister Modi has learned that Pakistan bashing doesn't pay, and Pakistan and India has to move forward in a positive way.
It is India that chose to engage with you despite your attempts to submit fake dossiers about India's involvement in Balochistan to the UN.
These betrayals are testimonies, they are facts, they are evidence, they are witnesses that nothing has worked so far.
India broke the negotiations on a flimsy excuse of the Pakistani ambassador meeting Hurriyat leaders. That has been going on every year.
There we go again.
Excuse.
There is no doubt about it that it has sent a confusing signal on what the Pakistan policy of the government really is.
It is an interesting event, a good diplomatic gesture. It's caused surprise or even consternation.
You know, these grand gestures have yielded nothing. What is the great hope this time?
It was an exemplary attempt of the Prime Minister to infuse informality into relation of India and Pakistan.
Especially last 5 years, it is the BJP and RSS, those who are creating jingoism in this country. And all of a sudden, now a new type of diplomacy is being started. Your record is that you are the party of jingoism.
What bandwagon?
And you are the people who they become the stumbling block.
Is this a process that could be held accountable? They speak of Pakistan in one way in the country, and when the Prime Minister is abroad, he speaks of Pakistan or engages with Pakistan in another way. In the last 18 months, the watershed was 23rd of March. From that 23rd of March call from our Prime Minister to the Pakistani Prime Minister, what we have seen is India is doing Surya Namaskars in all directions, but Pakistan hasn't budged an inch.
He's a leader who claims taking up the mantle for minorities in India. Asaduddin Owaisi, who has often locked horns with the right wing, took turns to be a part of the fringe himself, with a statement that sought to provoke and divide the society. The Newshour questioned his hypocrisy.
You have essentially claimed that India is an Islamic nation by claiming that every child is born a Muslim and that his parents and society convert him to other faiths. You are basically claiming that India is essentially a Muslim nation. There is zero difference between you or the VHP. Let me complete. You have also in the process, Mr. Owaisi,
statement.
There
is a difference. Please understand. When RSS talks about Hinduism, they say that only a Hindu is a nationalist. They say
I am not talking about nationalism. Don't get now that you have been defeated on your basic argument.
I am saying this is part of my faith, and I'll say it. But that does not mean that I am trying to convert India into Islamic State.
Mr. Owaisi, you can try and practice your polarizing politics elsewhere.
You are twisting
Mr.
my
Owaisi
statement. This is part of my faith.
I think people following Islam today would not agree with what he has said. India is a nation where all religions live in harmony, and he is a member of parliament who should have allegiance to the constitution and to the secularism of the constitution, and we have a member of parliament saying a communal statement like what he has said, I think is deplorable and is unacceptable.
Asaduddin Owaisi is trying to appear to be, he wants to be for the Islamic community what Praveen Togadia wants to be for the Hindu community. Neither will Praveen Togadia succeed, nor will Asaduddin Owaisi succeed.
I would also like to correct the statement. He has not said all Indians are born Muslims. He has said everybody born in this world is a Muslim. It means all Christians, Jews, Persians, Zoroastrians, Buddhists, Sikh, Jain, Confucius, Tao, Shinto, all. It means if you go by the spirit of the statement of Mr. Owaisi, I don't think any difference in the spirit of what Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is saying. And the third thing, he has said it is his right to propagate his religion. I would like to remind him the Supreme Court judgment in 1977. It has made it categorically clear that the right to propagate your religion doesn't mean the right to convert somebody to your religion.
There was a helmet also. Isn't that part of your faith?
Why are you doing this? You know that you have done a U-turn. You know you are contradicting what you have said earlier. You know that what you are doing today is contradicted by what you've said in your past. I know what you've said in previous interviews. By ascribing superiority to one religion above all others, by claiming that all non-Muslims are converts, and by saying that Islam is the real home to all religions, Mr. Owaisi, you have proven your hypocrisy.
I have reiterated my faith.
Why have you woken up to this claim now, Mr. Owaisi?
Article 25 is ample protection for what I am saying.
Mr. Owaisi, ask yourself today if you are on the right path. There must be many other forms of doing politics.
I would like
to say, and if the viewers believe that Asaduddin Owaisi should apologize or take his words back, you can tell us what you think using the hashtag.
I will not apologize. This is part of my faith.
Well, you ought to, Mr. Owaisi. You ought to, Mr. Owaisi, and you ought to ask your conscience more than anything else.
His voice was once rejected during an audition, but that's history. Today, Big B is India's most famous voice, and it's Amitabh Bachchan's voice that holds the movie Shamitabh together. Big B gave his voice to India's most watched news show on the special edition of the Newshour.
Hello and welcome back to the Newshour. In this segment tonight, the burning question is, Who's bigger? The voice or the man who fronts it? Now, I know this sounds strange, but ladies and gentlemen, in some cases, as you see, the two are not necessarily one and the same person. And sometimes, the guy on the screen may end up stealing the show.
How was that, Mr. Bachchan?
That was very good. I must say, Arnab, that you are soon capable enough to replace me in all the future films that I shall be doing.
And you are to replace me here. Thank
I'd
you,
love
Mr.
to do
Bachchan.
that. Thank you.
Thank you,
so
Mr.
much.
Bachchan. And so, Dhanush, big film. Are you having butterflies in your stomach?
Butterflies? Stomach? No, not at all. I'm relaxed, calm, and very confident.
Are you?
I am.
Is it true that there was a time when you were rejected by All India Radio?
Yes, it is.
Is it actually true? Is it one of those made-up stories?
No, it is.
It is true.
So
your voice was not considered good enough?
You know, I don't blame them. I was just out of college, out of university in Delhi, and looking for a job. Somebody said that, you know, why don't you try for a job at All India Radio? You know, you could be an announcer or commentator. So I went for those auditions. I tried for both English and Hindi, and it was rejected. But, you know, it's not a big deal.
No. Tell me more about it. Rejected. No, tell me more. This is the story, Mr. Bachchan. This is the story. This is the news point. Amitabh Bachchan's voice was rejected. Please tell me about it. Everyone wants to do it. It's going to inspire people.
No, but that's it. That's the end of the story.
No,
and I'm just trying to say that
what did you do? You went in. You know I don't give up. You said, I have a bad habit.
Someday we shall do an imitation of you in a film.
I'm very happy.
No, but really, there were some terrific voices at that point in time. You know, I don't know whether you will recall Melville de Mello, Surajit Sen. They were all fantastic voices, commentators, anchors, newsreaders. They used to comment on Republic Day parades and events of the government. I mean, I was no comparison to them.
You're being humble. Can you do a couple of your famous dialogues for me?
Yeah, sure.
Will you do some?
Yes, why not?
If I'm not asking for too much.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Mr. Bachchan, I have 20 of your dialogues.
Oh,
I love all of them. Shehenshah.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where do I say it to?
You say it to me. Why? This is not. Why? This is. I'm sorry, but this is quite humiliating. You don't feel inspired enough? If
I feel, but you know, the content of the words are a little, you know. Okay, you asked for it.
So look at me and say that.
रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप लगते हैं, नाम है शहंशाह.
Good one. जरूर आप हमारे बाप लगते हैं. That's a good one. That's Diwar, you know. In my room out there, you know, the picture there of yours from 1975, Diwar. Anything you remember from there?
आज खुश तो बहुत हो गए तुम, जो आज तक तुम्हारे मंदिर की सीढ़ियां नहीं चढ़ा, जिसने आज तक कभी तुम्हारे सामने सर नहीं झुकाया, जिसने आज तक कभी तुम्हारे सामने हाथ नहीं फैलाए, वो आज तुम्हारे सामने हाथ फैलाए खड़ा है. बहुत खुश हो गए तुम, बहुत खुश हो गए कि मैं हार गया.
Oh, fantastic. Great. It's difficult to do an interview when you are a greatest fan of the person. I'm already on your side.
I'm
Mr.
obliged,
Bachchan.
Arnab. Thank you.
I'm rarely on the side of people who I interview. I want to know why you always underplay yourself.
Because
undermine yourself.
I'm not.
Why are you so utterly immodest? Because you're not.
Arnab Goswami.
That's a very rude thing. That's a very rude thing to say.
No, that's a compliment to you, Arnab. Come on.
No, please. No, Mr. Bachchan, why are you so modest all the time?
It's because I genuinely believe that there hasn't been any achievement. I mean, there's always, you know, room for improvement. There's a lot more to do, and you keep trying every day.